what do you reflect upon?
I reflect on I'm a very blessed person with my family. I'm very blessed. I've had some of the best coaches in college football coach for me. And you look at our rosters over the years, you could say we've had the best players ever played this game. And I'm very proud of that.
Never is a very big word. What are the chances we'll never see you lead another team out of a tunnel?
I don't believe that's going to happen. I'm going to enjoy it tonight. I don't believe I'm going to coach again.
Before we get to the content, I just wanted to let you guys know that we're giving away a PlayStation 5 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. If you want additional entries, make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. And I want to give a huge shout out to our latest Mike Mafia soldiers, Slick, Tyler Klauser, Brett Litwin, and Henry Che. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, it's very funny how the world works. You see, it was a foregone conclusion this year, prior to about a month ago, that the New York Jets were going to get the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft and draft Trevor Lawrence to take over for Sam Darnold. And I made it like a foregone conclusion. If you go to my Trevor Lawrence analysis video from over a month ago, I literally made it sound like it's a done deal. Trevor Lawrence is definitely going to go to the New York Jets. But you see how one loss makes all of the difference in an NFL's regime, because that one loss resulted in the Jacksonville Jaguars potentially rebuilding around Justin Fields and Arthur Smith to moving forward with Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, according to Ian Rappaport, the deal is done. Urban Meyer is the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the official word from Shad Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, was, "This is a great day for Jacksonville and Jaguars fans everywhere. Urban Meyer is who we want and need. He's a leader, a winner, and a champion who demands excellence and produces results. While Urban already enjoys a legacy in the game of football that few will ever match, his passion for the opportunity in front of him here in Jacksonville is powerful and unmistakable. I am proud to name Urban Meyer the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars." It's a very sexy name to have as your head coach to launch the brand new era of Jaguars football that is most probably going to feature Trevor Lawrence as his starting quarterback. Now, a lot of Jaguars fans are very excited as a result of this news, and rightfully should they be. This is probably the most excitement that Jacksonville has ever generated since the Saxonville era of 4 years ago. But there are some cautionary tales I want to tell the Jacksonville Jaguars, and some good tales as well. You see, a lot of people are comparing this hire to the Jimmy Johnson hire that Jerry Jones made, which is probably the last time Jerry Jones hired a good head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, when he went out, hired Jimmy Johnson, fired Tom Landry, the Hall of Fame winning coach of the Dallas Cowboys from 2 decades prior, and drafted Troy Aikman in that first NFL draft. Following that first NFL season, the Dallas Cowboys went 1-15 before they were able to get Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and really get rolling in their dynasty and become America's team. I also want to tell you a cautionary tale of head coaches such as Chip Kelly, and of head coaches that even failed in different tenures of their career, like Pete Carroll, but were able to come into the right situation that would ultimately result in them becoming successful, if not Hall of Fame winning head coaches. Urban Meyer could easily become the next Jimmy Johnson, the next Pete Carroll, or even the next Jim Harbaugh, or he could easily wash out of the league within a year like Nick Saban did and go back to coaching in the college ranks or go back to broadcasting. And this is what it predicates on. Let me give you the rundown of what I believe is going to happen with Urban Meyer in the NFL. Jokes aside about him clenching his chest and saying that he has a heart attack if the Jaguars implode, I'm going to give you the optimistic point of view here, because Urban Meyer clearly didn't just wake up one day and say, "Hey, I would like to coach in the NFL now." I believe there was a lot of thought that went into this. A huge portion of a head coach's success in the NFL is based upon the team that he is inheriting. Very rarely is a head coach able to come in and completely change the culture of a franchise, unless, I don't know, I think Sean McVay was able to do it a couple years ago, and I'm sure there's exceptions here and there, but a huge portion of a head coach's success is with the team he is inheriting. And if you look at the team that Urban Meyer is inheriting, it seems to be extremely promising. James Robinson was a 1,000 plus yard running back this year. DJ Chark was a very solid wide receiver. Laviska Shenault showed promise in his rookie year despite having quarterbacks like Mike Glennon throw it to him. The offensive line is decent, not remarkable, but not terrible. The defense is also fairly decent. They're not remarkable, but they did invest in the defensive line last year with K'Lavon Chaisson and CJ Henderson. They still have Miles Jack at the linebacker position, and the jury is really out on Telvin Smith. But on top of that, the Jacksonville Jaguars did a remarkable job managing their assets properly. They were able to receive a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick in this year's NFL draft from the Jalen Ramsey trade, and they were able to secure the Vikings' second-round pick this year from the Yannick Ngakoue trade, which, by the way, Yannick Ngakoue isn't even on the Vikings anymore. He is now a member of the Baltimore Ravens. But on top of that, the Jacksonville Jaguars also entered the 2021 offseason with about $75 million in cap space. Add all of that to the fact that they have an additional first-round pick on top of Trevor Lawrence this year, and things are looking extremely promising for this year's Jacksonville Jaguars. So the only thing that I believe could mess this up is either Urban Meyer refusing to adapt to Trevor Lawrence's play style, installing some sort of outdated game plan, refusing to embrace analytics. And no, I'm not saying the analytics where you go for it on fourth down, but actual analytics that put your players in the best position to succeed, and not surrounding himself with an adequate coaching staff that has some experience in the NFL. I'm very curious to see who Urban Meyer is going to be hiring in the coming weeks to also support his head coaching staff. There were rumors that he would want some of his ex-players to go there. There were a bunch of jokes saying that he was going to hire Tim Tebow as the QB coach. And let me get one thing straight, because I've been seeing this rumor a lot on Twitter. There is absolutely no way, shape, or form that Urban Meyer is going to force the Jacksonville Jaguars to take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence to the Jacksonville Jaguars is a foregone conclusion. It's practically done at this point. Not only is Trevor Lawrence's floor higher, but his ceiling is also significantly higher than Justin Fields. I'd say Justin Fields also has a very high ceiling, and maybe he could turn out to be a better player than Trevor Lawrence. We've seen years where transcended quarterbacks like Andrew Luck weren't necessarily the best quarterback taken in the draft. In Andrew Luck's year, you had Russell Wilson getting drafted that same year. So let me know in the comment section down below, was this the right hire for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.